first genocide of the 20th century happened in Africa. Hello everyone, today I want to talk to you about a tragic yet too often forgotten episode in African history, the massacre of the Herero and Nama people in Namibia between 1904 and 1908. It was the first genocide of the 20th century, a tragedy planned by the German Empire long before the era of Europe and Rwanda. Stay with me because this story deserves to be heard. At the end of the 19th century, Namibia, then known as German Southwest Africa, was colonized by Germany. The colonizers seized the land, imposed their laws, and reduced the local population to forced labor. The Herero, cattle herders, and the Nama, semi-nomadic pastoralists, were gradually driven from their lands. Anger grew until it exploded. In January 1904, the Herero, led by their chief Samuel Mayarero, rose up in rebellion. They attacked several German farms. Over 100 settlers were killed. Germany's response was immediate. Berlin sent a full army commanded by General Lothar von Trotha. His mission was clear: to annihilate the resistance. On August 11, 1904, near Waterberg, German troops surrounded thousands of Herero. The battle quickly turned into a massacre. The survivors were pushed into the Omaike Desert, a land without water. Von Trotha ordered all access to water sources to be sealed off, and the issued a terrifying command: any Herero found within the German borders, armed or unarmed, will be shot. Tens of thousands of men, women, and children died of thirst and exhaustion. The few survivors were captured and sent to concentration camps such as Shark Island on the Atlantic coast. There, they were subjected to starvation, forced labor, and even medical experiments. Death rates exceeded 70%. It was a true hell on earth. A few months later, the Nama, led by Hendrik Witbooi and Jacob Moringa, also rebelled, but they too were crushed by the German forces. The same pattern repeated itself: executions, deportations, famine, forced labor camps. Between 65,000 and 80,000 Herero and around 10,000 Nama were killed, out of a total population of less than 100,000. It was a deliberate attempt to erase two entire peoples. After World War I, Germany lost its colonies. Namibia came under South African mandate, and for decades, this genocide was erased from official history. It wasn't until 2004 that Germany acknowledged its moral responsibility, and not until 2021 that it finally recognized these crimes as genocide. Official apologies were made, and a development fund was promised. But for the descendants of the Herero and Nama, the wounds remain open. They still demand the return of their lands and real reparations. Even today, in the Kalahari Desert, the traces of this tragedy remain: the bones, the winds, the memory. This genocide was the first of the 20th century, a warning to humanity. Why must we talk about this? Because Africa's history did not begin with colonization, but we cannot understand today's world without facing the crime of the past. To know the massacre of Herero and Nama is to refuse oblivion, to honor the victims, and to remember that colonial barbarism was no less cruel than Hitler's. Let us remember, before Auschwitz, there was the Kalahari Desert. Before Europe's camps, there were those in Namibia. And if Africa forgets its history, others will tell it in its place. Thank you for watching this video until the end.